The Bible is not a religious book, but a history and legal document establishing a monarchy under a universal creator and king. The first chapters of Genesis establish the reason Yahweh has the right and authority to rule his kingdom Israel, not to be confused with the modern UN-created state of Israel, and the whole earth from Jerusalem, Israel's eternal capital. The account begins with Yahweh's creation, then quickly moves to a history of mankind before the flood. The genealogies before the flood are legal language that establishes who was destroyed and gives an account of why. The post-Diluvian account contains genealogies and the history of all mankind up to the point when Yahweh called Abram out of the Babylonian rebellion, making Abram the first Hebrew. After this point, the Bible divides all humanity into two classifications, Hebrews and Gentiles. The following chapters of Genesis regards the establishment and history of a Hebrew family called Israel. Israel will remain central to the rest of the historical account, along with the history of how Jerusalem became Israel's capital. The book of Exodus zeroes in on the establishment of the Israel family as a nation. Biblical Israel was designed to become the earth's superpower, with her king as the earth's monarch. The laws given to Moses by Yahweh so Moses could teach them to the people are Israel's governmental code. Every nation ever on earth, from ancient to modern times, have established laws to govern their people. Citizenship in any nation, from ancient to modern times, has always required adherence, obedience to that nation's laws. Yahweh's legal standard for Israel is higher than the other nations of the earth. Citizens of the Commonwealth of Israel, as Paul called it, are required to adhere to those higher standards so that the nations will revere Yahweh, not any other deities. The historical books relate the failures of Yahweh's Hebrew people to uphold his higher standards. The prophets warn the people of their punishment under the covenants they made with Yahweh for their disobedience. The New Testament reveals Yahweh in the flesh so that his people might witness how his laws work for the good of his people and all the nations of the earth, and his plan to reverse the curses the Israelites brought on themselves through disobedience. Yahweh's plan was part of the covenants from the beginning. His plan is designed to bring repentance and forgiveness so that we can return to living up to his higher standards instead of profaning his name among the nations by living only up to their standards. If you claim to be a citizen of biblical Israel, again, not to be confused with the modern UN-created state of Israel, it is your duty to live up to the higher standards given in the law, also called the Torah. Yahweh's kingdom, the Commonwealth of Israel, has far fewer laws than any other nation ever on the earth, includes grace and mercy, and the gifts of repentance and forgiveness. His laws even allow for immigration from being a Gentile to becoming a Hebrew through the process known as conversion. Firmly establish yourself as a citizen of the Commonwealth of Israel by being as obedient to to Yahweh's laws as Yeshua taught. Thank you for watching this Torah teaching by Kimberly Rogers Brown.